Hey, Scott Lara, president of militaryfairs.com. If you're a veteran like myself, a member of the military, or a family member of a military person, go right now to militaryfairs.com. Great deals on airfare, cruises, hotels, and all-inclusive resorts. Militaryfairs.com. Okay, I wanted to talk today about the differences between cruises and all-inclusive resorts. Now, I've been on a lot of cruises, over 100 days on Holland American Line, over 75 days on Carnival. I've been on NCL, I've been on Royal Caribbean. I love going on cruises, and I'll tell you why. I'm a U.S. Navy veteran, and I love being out to sea. There's nothing like it. The gentle motion of the ocean, the food, the entertainment, everything about cruising I love. I've been on several cruises this year. I was on MSC, I was on Carnival Liberty, and I was on Virgin Voyages Scarlet Lady, which was amazing. Adults only, pretty much an all-inclusive cruise experience. And I loved Virgin Voyages. On a scale of 1 to 10, it was a 50. I really loved it. But the difference between all-inclusive resorts and cruises. Now, I've been to all-inclusive resorts too. The Palladium Hotel Group, TRS in Cancun, in the Dominican Republic, and in Jamaica. So the number one difference between a cruise and an all-inclusive resort is with cruises, you're gonna wake up in a different port almost every day, right? So let's say you sail from Jacksonville or you sail from Fort Lauderdale. Let me rephrase that. Let me say, if you sail from Fort Lauderdale or from Miami, Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, Martinique, St. Barts, St. Kitts, St. Thomas. And I had to rephrase that because if you leave from Jacksonville, where I live, you're pretty much just gonna go to the Bahamas, which is cool, but on a 4 or 5 day cruise, go to Nassau, maybe Half Moon Cay, whatever. But if you're further south of Fort Lauderdale, Miami, then you're gonna hit all those islands I've told you about. And my wife Marty and I will be married 40 years here in January, but we've been to Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao, Martinique, St. Barts, St. Kitts, St. Thomas, Martinique, St. Lucia. And again, that's the cool thing about cruises, waking up in a different port every day. Now, the other thing about cruises is it depends on your budget, right? So if you're pinching pennies and you got an inside cabin or even an ocean view cabin, it's gonna be small. Even on Holland America Line, 185, 200 square feet, that's not huge. I mean, it's bigger than most cabins out there. But unless you spring for a balcony or you spring for a suite, then you're going to have something a little bigger. You have more room, you're going to be able to get around. But cruise cabins are smaller than an all-inclusive resort room or a suite. The thing about the food, because everyone loves food, right? You want to go on vacation, eat great food, eat food you don't usually eat when you're at home. Like, do you get escargot at home? Probably not. But on some cruises, you get escargot and you get other kind of things too. And you can eat as much as you want on the cruise. Now, back in the day, that was the way it was. But now, on some cruise lines, they charge for extra meals, but that's another story. Let's talk about all-inclusive resorts, right? Now, I've been to the all-inclusive resorts of the Palladium Hotel Group and TRS. Now, TRS is the adults only, so no kids. You're not gonna have kids running around, getting in the way or splashing or laughing or crying and stuff. So TRS, like TRS Yucatan, TRS Coral, TRS Cap Cana, TRS Turquesa, amazing resorts. And so those are great. But the thing is with all-inclusive resorts is, number one, you gotta fly, right? A lot of people just drive to Miami, drive to Fort Lauderdale. Even if you're from Atlanta or Mobile, Alabama, you're just gonna drive over, right? You may not fly. But if you go to an all-inclusive resort, flying out of Orlando or Jacksonville or Chicago, you're gonna have to fly to Cancun or to Jamaica or the Dominican Republic. So that's gonna cost a little bit more. That's another thing that's different because it's gonna cost you for that airfare going to and from, right? And then you gotta think about your bags. Like Southwest may give you 2 free bags, but like Frontier or Spirit or JetBlue, they may charge you for bags, and you gotta look at those details. So the cost is different there, especially if you got a family. Like a very close friend of mine has like 4 kids. So he's got to think of airfare for all these 4 kids going through TSA, making sure there's enough baby diapers and everything, their tablets and all that kind of stuff. But when you go on a cruise, just throw it in a suitcase, you go on the cruise, you're off to the races. Now, if you were to say to me, hey, Scott, and I'd say, hey, what? Would you rather go on a cruise or an all-inclusive resort? That's a tough question to answer because I love both of them. Like I said, I went on several cruises this year. I went on the Carnival Liberty with my 2 grandsons that are 6 and 4. Had a blast. It was a great family vacation. But also this year, I've been to all-inclusive resorts. And those are fun too because, you get there, you unpack, and, you're enjoying the food, the drink, the swimming pools, you're enjoying the activities, the entertainment, the beach, if you're a beach person. I'm not a real big beach person, but a very close friend of mine, she is, and she loves the beach, and that's great. But, on cruise ships, another difference is it's going to be the crowds, right? So on the MSC Seashore, that ship can hold like up to 5,600 guests, and you're not even counting the 1,000 plus staff that are on board, taking care of you, right? But I was concerned when I went on the MSC Seashore that it was going to be crowded. I was very fortunate because on that December 3rd sailing, there were only 4,400 people on board, and the ship's about 165,000 gross registered tons. It's not like an Oasis class ship that's even larger than that. The point is that with cruises, it's going to be a little bit more crowded, right? But I have super secret tips that can help you deal with the crowds, right? Like about not eating at the same time everybody's eating, or getting to the shows early, or reserving. And then, of course, with cruises, you may have a problem with what they call, and what I call, deck chair hogs. What are they? Those are usually the husbands at the wife's urging to get up at 5 in the morning and leave a book or a hat or something on prime deck chairs, so that when Caitlin and Tom finally, come out of their cabin at 9:30 or 10, they have prime deck chairs. And that is definitely a no-no. It's not right to do that because, there are other people that are trying to, and everybody's on vacation, right? They've all spent their money to be on vacation, and deck chair hogs can really ruin it. Now, I will say on many cruise lines, the staff will walk around. If they see something sitting there for 15 or 20 minutes and nobody's there, they'll move it like to the towel area, and then the people have to get it later. The thing is, at all-inclusive resorts, that has happened also, where people will get up early, usually the husband, and drop a hat, a book, and sunglasses on prime chairs to come back to later. But again, the all-inclusive resorts have really picked up on that as well to prevent that kind of abusive behavior, right? But all-inclusive resorts, these ones that I've been to in Cancun, Jamaica, and the Dominican Republic, amazing rooms. They are just off the chain nice. And of course, you can get a discount room, but if you get the suites, like the ones I've had, and you can look at my YouTube channel to see those, just type in Scott Lara, L-A-R-A, in YouTube. You'll see all my videos. And then be sure to like and subscribe. But the thing is, these rooms are spacious. They have a mini bar, they have a safe, they have nice beds, they have balconies. You can even get what they call swim-up rooms, where you walk right on your balcony and boom, there's an area where you can swim right there, get in the water, cool off. So the main differences between all-inclusive resorts and cruises: number one, the cost, having to fly to an all-inclusive resort. Number two, the rooms. The rooms are bigger at all-inclusive resorts unless you spring for the bigger suites on the ships, and that's going to cost you a couple pennies. And number three, I guess the biggest thing, you just have to see which one you like best, right? A lot of people are seasick. They don't want to go on a cruise, so an all-inclusive resort is great. And so if you have any other questions, you can email me, Scott, at militaryfairs.com. We specialize in helping the military, veterans, and members, family members of military people get the best deals on cruises and all-inclusive resorts and on airfare and hotels. militaryfairs.com. Be sure to like and subscribe. Jump over to my other YouTube channel. Just search Scott Lara, L-A-R-A. You'll see I got like over 800 videos over there talking about travel. And we at Military Fairs want to help you get the best deals on your travel. Have a great weekend. Have a great holiday. Scott Lara, president of militaryfairs.com.